Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime. Last time, we got a whole ton of upgrades. You got the charge beam, the missile launcher, the morph ball bombs, so the spring ball as well. There's a new addition to Prime Trilogy. Well, Prime 1 and Prime 2 in the Prime Trilogy. And today, we're going to solve a quick puzzle to get an upgrade. Also scan this morph ball slot here, which you just need to put a bomb into to activate. Because I guess bombs are... I guess it makes sense for these bombs to be made of electricity. I mean, look at them. Also, technically, you don't need to be... You don't have to place the bomb inside of it. You just have to place it near it and also be inside of it. Because as long as the radius of the bomb hits the slot, that's all that matters. Like, I can put one here and jump in. Except, I didn't jump in. That was pretty important to do. Kind of failed in that respect. But, it happens. Sometimes you just miss and... You feel sad about your life, but I feel sad about my life the whole time, so, no big changes for me. Anyway, let's stop being sad. Let's stop speaking words about this, and, do this puzzle correctly. There's this timer that you'll probably not, I want to show this off. There we go. Like, the bomb clearly was not placed in it, but, you don't have to be on it. Anyway, that raised up enough platforms and also unlocked that door. Which, it doesn't really, lead to progress, but it leads to an upgrade that I might as well get now. Technically, I think if you want to be fastest, you may solve the puzzle, because you do need to unlock this door eventually. But you solve the puzzle, but you wouldn't quite get this yet, because you're going to need to come back here later for reason, but let's not talk about that right now. It's getting ahead of ourselves, and I've already done that enough this playthrough. I'm probably going to continue doing it, but, oh well. Let's grab this energy tank. This room always freaked me out as a kid, because you just hear, like, screaming, and it's hell. So, that was fun. Being in hell and hearing screaming, usually not a great thing for a kid to hear. I think Prime is rated T, isn't it? I don't know for sure, but I think so. It's either T or E10. I definitely played this game before I was 10, but I never understood the E10 rating so much, because, like, really? Is that such a difference? I mean, if I'm 9, who cares? Or if I'm 17 and, like, I'm gonna be 18 in one day, who cares if I buy fucking Bayonetta? Or, sorry, 16 and then 17 one day, because that's technically the mature age for video games, and adult is 18 and above, but, Anyway, now we have to climb this room and scan 4 runic symbols in there. We did this before to get the charge beam. I think you have to scan this one from this location specifically, otherwise it doesn't work. I've tried scanning it from below and from just various other areas, and it just doesn't work in both the GameCube and the Wii version, as far as I can tell. There's going to be war wasp hives as you climb up. Just be careful to destroy those so you don't have to deal with war wasps. This next one coming up is going to be a bit tricky to destroy because it's around like a corner. You can destroy it without triggering the war wasp, but you have to be kind of careful to not go too far. Bit easier in the Wii version because you have more aiming. Anyway, here's the Venom Weeds I was talking about that are basically tangle weeds. They slow you down and they hurt you. So they're a bit of annoying. So just don't step in them and you'll be fine. They go away in one shot, but they come back eventually. They don't die, unfortunately. But not a big deal. So the last runic symbol is just up here, right behind this door. If you turn around, or right at this door, if you turn around, you can get the last runic symbol. Love the Choice of Ruins music, it's so good. I just love pianos, and like the main melody of the Choice of Ruins is a piano, and I love that so much. Piano and like the violin are probably my favorite instruments. Guitar is really good, but guitar has to be done well for me to like it. Well, I guess any instrument has to be done well for you to like it, but like guitar has to be... I don't know. I'm not as big into metal, I guess. I don't know. It has to be a very specific way, a very specific style to make me like it. Anyway, 50, or rather 100 health pickup there, so I think that's all the health pickups. Not quite all the ammunition, but look at this. Can't scan it, but interesting. And though I said the Hive Mecha was our first proper boss, I would say this, just on its sense of scale, definitely is. Not so much difficulty, but scale. Because look at this thing. This is a giant, like, mantis thing. But if we scan it, also it's like terrifying, but we can't see that right now. This is Flaaghra. It's just a mutant beast that was poisoned, I guess, and just grew into this thing, radiated of some way. So you can't shoot the shell of Flaaghra Pop. You have to shoot the head, but the head, that's not really gonna do damage. It's just gonna stun it. So what you have to do is one scan the tentacle as well, because you want to have that as well. It counts. You want to put up a charge shot or use a missile to shoot these mirrors, which will stop sun going to Flaaghra. Well, concentrated sun at least, because I mean it's still getting plenty of sun, but that's concentrating sun in one area. And then you want to morph ball into these tunnels, place a bomb, and that lights Flaaghra ablaze and takes a bit of damage. You have to do that 4 times. 1 more mirror goes down each time. So now we'll have 2 mirrors to shoot down instead of just the 1. Which is much easier to do on the Wii version because you can just do it across from the field because you can just point at it. You can do that in the GameCube version, mind you, but it's a bit more difficult and you have to take a bit more time to do it. Not necessarily, oh, done. Oh, well, he got in the way, but you know, go away. And I don't know if he's stunned now. Yeah, he is. So we hit him with 2 charge shots and then he's stunned. But we've hit both those. And going into the music, I love this song. It's very creepy, which is good because this is like very different from anything else you've seen on Tallon IV so far. I guess the closest thing to it would be the Parasite Queen, but in design they're very different. But there's, you know, also that's like a giant creature. I guess the scope there was also as big, but also was really didn't like pay up to, or live up to that. Live up to that scope at all. Jesus Christ. Flaaghra sort of does. But in the GameCube version, and I think just in the NTSC GameCube version rather, that was the first release because it was made by an American studio, Etcher Studios. They're based in Texas, so American studio made Prime, and also the recent Donkey Kong Country games and all that. Most is retro made. They helped with Mario Kart 7, and I guess 8 then as well. I don't know if they actually did, but I feel like they might have, but could be wrong. Probably am. Wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, only one more phase of this. Yeah, that had a glitch where you only had to play where it only played the first 30 seconds of the song, which are the most boring parts of the song ever, of any song ever, really. So, you know, that's fun. I'm glad they fixed it for the children's version so I can actually hear this full song. Because I like the song a lot. It's weird actually hearing the rest of it, but you know, I love the song. But anyway, that's it. And with Flaaghra defeated, somehow, all the water is immediately purified and safe. I don't know how every bit of water on the entirety of Tallon IV is immediately safe. You think that would take a little while, but hey, I'm not going to complain because we've just gotten the Varia suit back. I love that jingle so much. Anyway, Varia suit protects us from heat areas, so anything that's extremely cold or extremely hot, we are now completely safe in. Which, convenient, because we have to head to the area right now. And if we couldn't, well, we'd sort of be screwed. And we can make these boxes for some health and ammo and all that, but we didn't really use missiles there at all. We have a new enemy here, which is interesting. It's a pulse bomber. We can't actually kill this thing at all right now. If we shoot it with the power beam, it's just going to bounce off the shots, or just going to bounce off the thing. And as well, if we charge up a shot, I'll show you this off in a moment, we sort of saw it a little bit before. This terrified me as a kid. It immediately gets drawn to you. And also, if it touches you, since it's like electromagnetic, it will make your visor go staticky and you can't really see. And when there's a bunch of those in the area, the static gets really insane. Anyway, I want to be careful, not jump okay, that's good. Because if we land on one of these little platforms, we can scan one of these things, which are Oculus. They're just wall things that are electric. They don't actually make your... Well, maybe they do, actually. They're mainly upon morph bomb ones, so I don't think they actually make your visor go static. No, they don't. Huh. I guess it makes sense, again, because you mostly would have to deal with them in morph ball form, but... As soon as we jump down here as well, we're going to have a Charizard to scan, so make sure you read that. But, we have no real items we can go get before we head into the next area, which is heat-based. But, there's one item I want to get. Actually, there's two items we can get. That's actually on the, well, not on the way so much, but a little bit on the way, in a way. Anyway, hopefully we dealt with that poison that they were talking about with the, that apparently Flaaghra was causing. If we head through this path, we can get to the place in the room after. We can get to the room after where we fought the Hive Mecha, where we got our first energy tank. We can get to that room. So, if you ever need a place to get to, a way to get to Magmoor Caverns, that's probably the most convenient. But also, if we head up this way, from the left of the way we entered into that room, we will ultimately get to the vault, which requires us to do morph ball bomb jumping puzzle thing. Which isn't that bad in Prime. You're only able to put 3 bombs down in Prime 1. I don't know if that changes in future Prime games. I think that's just the standard for Metroid, where you can only put 3 bombs down at once. And then there's a little bit of a cooldown. I don't know if there's actually a cooldown in other games. I'm pretty sure there's not. But there's a slight cooldown regardless in Prime of how long it takes you to place each bomb after the last. So anyway, I think this is the only time in any Metroid game they force you to use bomb jumping for any puzzle. I mean, you could in other Metroid games, like they intended for you, not really intended, but they knew about it in things like Super Metroid and Zero Mission. I don't know if it's in Fusion. I feel like it's not, because they tried to fix a lot of the sequence breaking tricks in Fusion. Like wall jumping wasn't broken. Shine sparking was fine, but you also had to do that a ton in Fusion, if I remember correctly, 100% it. So, you know, of course that isn't, you know, changed in any way. I'm sure it's changed, but not significantly. But yeah, I'm glad they brought that all back to Fusion. That's why I enjoy Fusion more, just because there's more options and ways to play the game and stuff. Anyway, energy tank up here. If you can come up to that ledge from the main plaza with a later item that you also can get really early on through a glitch, but you actually can't get to this room because the door is closed. It's locked off. I guess because I don't know why they do that. I mean, you think they'd assume, well, they're never gonna get up here before they get the various suit, so I don't know. I guess because you could. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't know why they just block it off. I guess they just wanted to. But yeah, the door's locked if you try to go from there to the main plaza. That's interesting. You can get the energy tank fine, and usually I do that when I play through the GameCube version, because that glitch is only in the GameCube version. I think only in the NTSC GameCube version at that. But also, I think in Japan and maybe Europe, there was actually a new play control version of this game specifically for the Wii. With which are, if you're not aware, new play control games are GameCube games. Whoa, yeah, that's I can't see. There's a save room in here if you want it. New play control games are just GameCube games given Wii controls. So Prime 1, Prime 2 got them. Separate releases, I believe, in Europe and Japan, but not in the Americas. Pikmin 1 and 2 got that. What else got it? Donkey Kong Jungle Beat rather, not Donkey Kong Country. That got it. Mario Power Tennis. What else? I think that's it, right? There are probably a few others that I just can't remember. But off the top of my head, that's it. Anyway, this is the Magmoor Caverns, our first heat-based area. There's a lot of lava, new enemies, so you're going to be scanning a lot. Luckily, scanning does die down later once you've scanned more things. You're going to come across, obviously, less new enemies, less new items and all. Scanning is just kind of a big thing early on, and then it sort of dies down. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm trying to not read it, in case you're not interested. I personally am very interested in text. I usually do read these. read this flavor text every few playthroughs of Prime. But you know, for now, I'm not gonna read it much at all, if at all. So if you're a Metroid enthusiast, not even enthusiast, if you just played Super Metroid at all, you'll probably know the song. This is the song that played in Ridley's Lair in Super Metroid. They remixed it, and it's amazing! Like, I don't care that Prime 1 remixed a few tracks, because like, it remixed, I mean, just the main Metroid motifs and this, and it's such a good remix. Oh my god. I don't know why the caverns are named after these things, by the way, because there's like very few of them in the caverns. I guess because they're the most prominent part of them. I don't know. There's also more of these puffers, so you think they name it Puffer Cannon, but I guess Magmoor just sounds more threatening. I don't know why I finished scanning these. I'm just gonna go from here. I guess Magmoor just sounds more threatening. Also, Mag sounds like magma, and then there's more of it, except it's not spelled the same. But you know, they tried. They tried to do spelling. They didn't do very well in like 3rd grade vocab tests. Though interestingly, my one of my elementary school teachers, elementary school all kind of blends in with me except for 5th and 6th grade. Though I think this might have actually been in 5th grade, but I can't remember because it's a fucking vocab test. It's not like I commit every vocab test to memory because who cares? But no, that seems like I can't spell, doesn't it? That's true though. So it's actually I'm pretty good at spelling. But that's on the topic for another day. She would write the words on the board as we were taking the test and told us, don't cheat. And we're like 10. Not 10. How old were we? 11, maybe. I don't remember. Young. We're young. You expect us to not cheat, really? Like, of course we're gonna cheat. We're gonna look at the board at any chance we get. I mean, I guess she must have been careful and all, but like, really? No, of course we're gonna cheat. We're stupid kids. We don't care. We just want a good grade, 'cause, you know, we don't want our parents to get mad at us. But, you know, some of us actually just want good grades, 'cause, you know, satisfaction. That's also true. That's me. Which has also, like, died down incredibly. Like, I still want good grades, but, depends on the thing. Like, I bomb math at this point. But that's, I also, like, don't care, because I fucking hate math. But, you know, to each their own. If you like math, cool, be good at it. Or just like it. You don't have to be good at something to like it. But usually you are. If you like it, you're probably good at it. You also don't have to... You don't have to hate something just because you're bad at it. You can like something you're bad at as well. That's fine. There's plenty of games I like that I'm bad at. Beautiful Joe. Bayonetta. What else? I'm trying to think of games I'm like objectively like terrible at. I guess Wonderful 101, but I think I'm pretty good at that. Smash. I guess I'm like competent in that. I can't think of much else. Actually, Zelda. I'm not very good at Zelda games, actually. 2D, 3D, and I'm not very good at them. I love puzzle games, but Zelda's like always so simple in its puzzles, a lot of the time at least, that I expect more complicated things. I mean, I like puzzle games, more like Tetris or Dr. Mario or like Pokemon Puzzle League or that type of game. But you know, I like puzzle solving in general. Like Fire Emblem is like big puzzle solving game essentially, strategy game, puzzle solving. A very similar idea in my opinion. We had to find a way around something. But you know, those types of games I love. Metroid in a sense is that as well. I mean, I guess you could say all things are problem solving at that point. How do I make this jump? Well, you run and you press the button. I can't. How do I make this jump? You run and press the button. I'm having trouble with that now, though. But yeah. Obviously, some things are a little bit more difficult to solve problems with than others. But Metroid, in a sense, is like, oh, where do I go next? Well, I have this item. Where was a heat-based area? It's in that sense it is, but I don't even know where this tangent came from. So we're just gonna drop it now. Except that's the only tangent I had on the list. I say this as if I had a script. I don't have a script for videos. Okay. Recklessly avoiding enemies sometimes goes well, sometimes does not. That case it did not, so we dealt with it. Combat in Prime is really smooth and really fun, in my opinion. They really handle first-person combat well. And I don't really like first-person games all that much. I mean, some of them I like TF2 for a long time, and it's still a fun game. And I just don't play it much, but it's still a fun game. If I played it, I'm sure I would enjoy it. But I don't have time to play it, so, you know. And, like, that's a game I got seriously into and just sort of burnt out on. But other first-person games like Call of Duty, meh, Halo, meh. Not that they're bad, just I don't care about them. Okay. This can be a bit troublesome. The spring ball makes it a bit easier. But we need to get to the top of the room using bomb jumps to get to this energy tank. Sometimes that gives me a bit of trouble. Not often, but sometimes. And sometimes I've died in that room and I just felt really sad. But that's usually when I have low energy tanks because I'm not getting as many because I'm trying to get to the game as fast as possible instead of as efficiently as possible like I am now. Not as efficiently, because efficiently would be fast. I guess efficiently in a sense of going through it fairly quick as well as like mitigating the risk of death or lowering the risk of death, but also mitigating because because I have a lot of health and I'm not really going to be worried about dying. Hey, welcome to Token Snow Area. You can argue in Prime 1 there's just a lot of like basic areas. We have our forest, we have our ruins, we have our snow, we have our fire. I don't know, I just think they're really well designed. Whereas in Prime 2, I mean, I guess the areas are more interesting in design in a sense, but they also just look not just in design and concept, but they're also just so drab and boring to look at. And what am I saying? I hate the way they're designed, not the way they look. I hate the way they're designed, but they look nice. Fucking hell. Crystallites. You can kill them only with missiles. It's sort of like the Gamers back in Tallon IV Overworld. So, don't worry about them. And let's scan that red thing to open a door directly above this part of the area. If we go over here, there's going to be a save point. And, yeah, we're going to end things here. Next time, we explore more of the Phendrana Drifts. We may find more items, and, yeah. That's basically it. See you guys then.